Well, Donald Trump is actually sticking to his word and putting down the drug cartels and making the United States a safer place for U.S. citizens by stopping the trafficking of drugs. And for the first time in years, the United States military has put out a lethal airstrike on Venezuelan soil, actually sea, killing 11 people. And Trump says that this is just the beginning. Yesterday, on September 2nd, 2025, Trump posted a video of the airstrike on Truth Social showing a missile destroying the vessel, and the Pentagon has confirmed U.S. involvement. But Venezuela's government, of course, is calling this footage fake and even suggesting that it's AI generated, of course. So you tell me, does this look real or fake to you? I mean, I don't see the reason that they would need to fake something like this when this has been going on for decades. So what happened exactly? We're going to break down the facts of this strike before diving into the controversy. I'm Austin Holleman. I'm going to break this down as fair as I can. Make sure you like the video. Let's get into it. So this target was a fast-moving speedboat in the southern portion of the Caribbean, and this boat was allegedly tied to Tren de Aragua, which is a Venezuelan gang now labeled a foreign terrorist group by the United States, or otherwise known as FTO. And according to U.S. officials, the strike was part of a new hardline counter-narcotics policy, which shifts away from just sanctions and extraditions to actually doing something, direct military action, which will, in my opinion, actually solve the problem. Now, why are they targeting Venezuela? This wasn't just a random act, and Washington has been gearing up for this for a while now. For months, the Trump administration has labeled Maduro's government as a narco-terrorist enabler, linking the regime to cocaine trafficking routes.
They continue to send drugs into our country, Venezuela. They've been very nasty.
Just last week, the United States deployed additional naval and air assets near Venezuelan waters, hinting that something was coming. And a lot of people thought that, they might not go to war. The United States might not do anything. And as you can see, this is starting to happen. And we will be covering this on the channel as it progresses. Now, here's where the story starts to not make sense. Venezuela's Maduro government claims that the video Trump shared over this attack is a fake and AI-generated propaganda. But human rights groups are warning that killing suspected traffickers without trial could violate international law. I would love to know what you guys think about that. I don't think that that's very relevant in this story, because we can always ask ourselves, what were they doing when they were traveling across the sea in the first place? Now, what does this mean for U.S.-Venezuela relations, which have not been good for a while now? This strike could actually be the spark that reignites a frozen conflict, and Venezuela has already promised reprisals against the United States, calling the airstrike an act of war. In Washington, some are praising Trump's decision as a necessary escalation against narco-terrorism. What does the rest of the world think about this, though? Latin American neighbors are divided on this decision. Some are quietly supporting the United States against gangs. Others fear regional instability that this may cause. And China and Russia, who are very well allied with Maduro, are condemning the strike as U.S. imperialism, the same thing that they said whenever the United States decided that it was going to park its ships outside of Venezuela. So what's going to happen next? Of course, Trump said that this strike is not the end and not the only thing that will happen. It's just the beginning of a sequence of events that will go down to make the United States a safer place, and maybe even the entire world. If Venezuela continues drug smuggling, which Trump claims that the entire presidency of Maduro is involved, he hinted that more operations will continue. And analysts warn that this could escalate into an even wider conflict, especially if more Venezuelan personnel are killed. So I want to hear you guys' opinion. Was this a justified strike against narco-terrorists, or was it just reckless warmongering? On one hand, the United States is sending a strong message about drugs and gangs crossing borders, which the last presidency did not do. On the other, it raises questions about legality, sovereignty, and potential unintended consequences. Now, if you guys ask me, I think that this is a very needed action from the United States. A lot of people, especially on the left, think that this is all propaganda. They don't believe in drug smuggling actually happening. They don't believe in fentanyl being put into drugs. I know people shouldn't be using drugs in the first place, but it has been alleged that China is supplying places like Mexico with fentanyl, and they're lacing the drugs and sending it to the United States to kill off the population, to destroy the United States from the inside out, essentially. And now Trump is actually going against that and declaring war on the drug cartels in Venezuela and Mexico and anywhere else in the world, as I said before, as foreign terrorist organizations. Before the United States could not necessarily go into these countries and do anything because it would be against those countries' sovereignty. But as you guys seen in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and many other places where there was Islamic terrorism, in order for the United States to go over there to actually do something about it, they would, if, for whatever reason, whether if it was right or wrong, they would have to label these as terrorist organizations. And now they have somewhat of the right to go into somebody else's country and get rid of those terrorists or drug cartel members. Now, I believe that this is necessary because this has been going on for decades in Latin America, in places like Brazil, Colombia, especially, in places like Mexico, especially, Honduras, Nicaragua. Pretty much the entire Latin America is infested with this problem. And usually, due to corruption, this is not being handled at all by these countries. So it will take somebody to do it. But I don't honestly think that nobody will ever be able to stop this trade. Maybe they will be able to reduce it. But I don't think that drugs will ever stop flowing into the country of the United States or anywhere else in the world. If you guys would like more of these topics, make sure you leave a comment below saying that you enjoyed this video. Like the video and make sure you subscribe. We will be following this story and many others just like it. And also, I made a video similar to this topic about how Mexican drug cartels use excessive violence and gruesome towards their victims and why that may be and how that actually relates on a historical level. Click this video right here to learn more about how I broke that down.